Today we have Miss Armisha Johnson from A Friend of Mine. Thank you for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, this is an absolute pleasure. And I was hoping that you could tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do over at A Friend of Mine. And when was it established? And I guess if you could tell us about the programs going on right now.
Definitely. So I'm Armisha Johnson. I am currently a psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner student at Valdosta State University. Currently at A Friend of Mine, I'm a psychiatric intern, and I see adolescents in the Marengo County Detention Facility that need therapy. So programs currently at A Friend of Mine, we have QPR, which is a training that teaches those out in the community how to recognize suicide behaviors and how to intervene in suicide crisis. We also have PLY, which is Play, Youth, Love? I think I said it backwards. But it's yoga, and it teaches adolescents to be just self-awareness and discipline. So A Friend of Mine is a nonprofit organization that was started by Dr. Gardner in July of 2018. As an adolescent, Dr. Gardner suffered from depression that went untreated for many years due to just the stigma in the African American community. We are taught that, you're not depressed or you're okay, nothing's wrong with you. So Dr. Gardner attempted suicide by ingesting pills. But after taking those pills, she reached out to her best friend to let her know what she had done. And her best friend sent over the cops to her house. They were able to pump her stomach in the ER, and they got her the psychiatric help that she needed initially, which still went untreated for many years until she was actually in college, when she began to go to therapy and deal with her depression.
How was planning this year? As far as, I hate to say that we're in post-COVID because I feel like we're still in it, I think we're still in it. And, this last year with all of its challenges and everything, how was that for A Friend of Mine? And, what kind of challenges did you guys face, and what did you learn? And have operations changed, due to just everything being different?
So it's definitely been a challenge because everything is virtual now. Our yoga program is on hold right now, of course, due to COVID. So with me, I see all of my patients either on FaceTime or we speak on the telephone, which is really hard because, most people don't pick up the phone, and then the children, they have school. So I have to work around my schedule and their schedule to make things meet, which is hard because, I have school, I have a family. So it's definitely been a challenge, but we've made it work. We have our set days now where I see my patients on Monday, Thursdays, and Fridays. So it's come a long way, and it's really worked out.
I wanted to know what you felt like the importance of providing your service and supporting community, specifically the youth, is, and how and why and how that's very important to you.
I think psychiatric mental health is so important because it's a stigma in our country. Most psychiatric facilities nationwide have shut down, so resources are very limited because it's been taught for years that, you're not crazy, nothing's wrong with you. You made that decision because you wanted to, when in actuality, the neurotransmitters with depression, anxiety, PTSD, it's a chemical imbalance. So it's been put on the back burner, and now it's being brought to the forefront because we see the crimes that are going on with those who go to court and they're incompetent to stand trial or not reason by reason of insanity. So I think it's so important to let not just adolescents, but everyone know that it's okay, to have a mental illness, but we have to come to understand what our mental illness is. How can we deal with it? How can we live with it? And that it's okay. And I won't say it's normal because no disease is normal, but you can live a healthy lifestyle if you're compliant with therapy, medication, and you truly understand what your mental illness is. You're able to recognize your triggers, and you're just compliant. So I think it's very important. It saved many lives. I suffered from postpartum depression after my first daughter, and I'll never forget texting my mom like, hey, I'm about to throw her against the wall. Like, she won't stop crying. I'm tired. I've worked 12 hours a day. I come home, I have to do schoolwork, clinical work, and at that point, I sympathize with people who have, you know, hurt their children, because in that moment, I could have easily just lost it and
Yeah.
been in their shoes. It's so easy. My mom was going through a divorce and became an alcoholic, had never drank a day in her life, never. And it got to the point where she was drinking and driving. She was sitting in feces and urine. It was bad. And we got her the help she needed. And today she is back to who she was before she went through depression and alcoholism. So it's very important that we just recognize those that need, we get them the help they need and the resources, and we're just there for them. Because most people don't talk about it, and then they commit suicide, they start to cut themselves, or they go to drugs.
Do you ever get requests from like just people, like families who are like, how do I get involved with this program?
Yes. So once a month we have a Mindful Monday, which is a platform where we host just group therapy for adults. And on Mindful Monday, I'll post on my social media, and it's also posted on a friend of mine's Facebook and Instagram. So those that follow me that are not a part of a friend of mine or adolescents, they chime in, they join the calls, and after the calls, most of them reach out to me inquiring about our services, and you know, they really enjoy therapy. How can they get one-on-one therapy as well? So you know, they'll follow our social media pages, they'll follow my personal pages. Most everyone that knows me on social media knows what I'm in school for. So they're always reaching out to me to find out, you know, hey, how can I get in on Mindful Monday, or can I get a one-on-one session with you through Dr. Gardner?
What brings you joy? And how do you make time for it, especially in the last year and with being in school and having children, right? You have more than one child. It must be very busy.
Yes, what brings me joy is family. I'm recently engaged, and we have a daughter, and family. I make time for family, and that's what brings me the most joy. I don't think anything compares to being a mother. I've gotten the degrees, I've gotten the jobs, I've bought the house, I bought the Mercedes, but nothing brings me joy than being a mother. So that's where my joy comes from, just seeing my daughter smile. This morning she woke up, "Good morning, mommy." I said, "Good morning, baby." She said, "How'd you sleep?" I said, "I slept okay." And so, you know, I'm big on family, and I make time for my family once a month. We go on vacation once a month. This weekend, we went to the safari park in Myrtle Beach, where we got to play with lions and tigers. We played volleyball with the chimpanzees, fed elephants. It was really great. So I make it a priority to set aside one weekend out of the month with my family. I don't take calls. I don't do schoolwork. I don't pick up extra shifts at work. I don't do anything. It's strictly about my family, because if I'm not good for myself, I'm not good for the population that I'm trying to serve.
What are some of your favorite books, or do you have any favorite authors? And if books aren't your thing, which is totally fine, what are some of your favorite movies?
So I won't say what books I'm currently reading, because I bought 3 books that I have not opened, because it's just so hard for me to find more downtime between clinical schoolwork, full-time work, and the baby. But I have found, I ordered Relationship Goals by a pastor, of course, to, you know, just help grow in my relationship with my fiance. But books that I'm currently reading would have to be the Barkley Exit Review, as I'm getting ready to sit for nurse practitioner boards. So that's a book that I'm very heavy, you know?
Oh, I totally understand. When I was in graduate school, it's like I had no time to read, like for pleasure, but I did enjoy what I was reading. But, you know, and then I kept a whole stack of things like, oh, once I graduate, I'll finally get to read these.
I have 3 books that I want to read them. They're really good reviews, and they're mostly Christian-based books on relationship by pastors or relationship coaches. I just cannot find the time to do anything besides sleep in the 2 or 3 hours I get a night.
How can viewers get involved with A Friend of Mine? Is there any way that they can volunteer or possibly donate, and ways that they could possibly reach out to you if they have questions about their own kids?
Definitely. We always take adolescent donations and volunteers. We have a social media page and Facebook, and they're both A Friend of Mine. And we also have a website, afriendofmine.org, where all inquiries can be placed and contact information for Dr. Gardner and those that sit on the board.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I'm just so thankful to have you and a friend of mine as part of our mental health wellness series. And good luck in school, and I hope that you have a good week.
Thank you so much, and continue to put yourself first and recognize those triggers with your depression and anxiety. I'm rooting for you.
Thank you. Thank you. I need that reminder.
Yes, you got it.
All right. See you later.
See you. Bye.
Bye.